Bringing an update tonight on Surfside Beach's next steps about a month after an investigation launched into a scam that cost the town $545,000.
A business lost 545,000 US dollar to an email phishing scam. So imagine it this way. It's a small town, one email, $545,000 just gone. And the worst part is it didn't take a lot of sophistication to make it happen. It's not like their system was hacked. There was no malware. There was no stolen password. It's just one email, and that's all it's do. So today I'm going to explain what happened, why it worked, and how you can position your business so that things like this don't happen to you. Hi, I'm Edson, one of the founder of Celine Media Group. We help small business between 5 to 10 employees handle their IT so they don't have to think about it. In this channel, we talk about real cybersecurity threats, real small business tech related issues with no jargon.
Surfside Beach lost them more than $500,000 while trying to pay Wildcat Construction for utility work they completed. Two city finance department employees were fired last week who have since said they had no knowledge of the transfer or who would be responsible for it. At tonight's city council meeting, Mayor Robert Kraus says they're still trying to figure out who's to blame.
It's very easy to do. A scammer slipping into the communication thread that was already running, and then they went in and they registered a domain that looks similar to Wildcat domain. They just replaced the I with L, and it's very easy for people to miss that. And then from their email, they just ask the recipient, hey, instead of paying via online, why don't you send us a check? And it's an electronic check. And the town say, yes, why not? We can send you an electronic check. And then they sent the money to, that was what, $545,000. They sent it straight to the scammer bank account. So now this is the real problem. The real contractor, which is Wildcard, they did not get the money. The money went to someone else's bank account. And just like this, when you watch those shows, when someone disappears, the first 48 hours are very important. It's the same thing for cybersecurity. Because of that time, 45 days is too long. Even the FBI couldn't retrieve the money. So now the town is in that situation where they have foot pay the bill, but the actual contractor didn't get the money. Now the question is who's paying for it? The town had cybersecurity insurance, and unfortunately, even with the cybersecurity insurance, their claim for the town was denied. And when I look into this is not the first time something like this happened to the town, which probably means they don't have a good technology person who takes care of these things.
Surfside Beach is now using an app to verify future town government purchases after losing nearly 10,000 of your hard-earned tax dollars to a foreign scammer. While the town is hopeful the new tech keeps your money safe, some locals aren't so convinced.
So here's the thing. This happens all the time. The only difference is sometimes the business that this happened to are too small to be on the news. You just don't hear from them. It's just like car accident. Like if you were working at the EMT, you would see car accident every single day, but most people don't see car accident every single day. Me as a technology person, we deal with this all the time. But you, from a business perspective, you don't get to see it all the time. You see it once in a blue moon. But this is not something rare. It's just that if your business is small, nobody's going to talk about it on the news. So now the question is, why did it work? Couple of things. The town did call the contractor, but unfortunately, when they received the email, when the town called, they left a voicemail. And the contractor never returned because maybe they don't listen to their voicemail. So there was no follow-up, there was no second call, there was no verbal confirmation. So here's the thing that you should be aware. Payment form had a couple of red flags. First, there was the wrong contact name. The callback number was different from what they've used to. And the worst part is nobody double check when we were sending the money. So this type of hacking is called business email compromise. It's not a hack, it's a con, in a sense that the person did not necessarily go into your system. The hacker just created a completely different email that looks like the email from the actual business, and then they use that email to send email asking for money uh, from the clients. So that's where it's not like they hacked it. So there are certain myths that your business is too small to be a target. So that's not how it works. From a scammer perspective, they know big companies has the resources in place to protect everything. But when you're a small business between 5 to 25 employee, they know there is no IT department, there is no dedicated finance team. So sometimes it's one person approving everything. So now you're a great candidate because the hacker would not spend time going after those big corporation because these corporation has an entire IT team, and they also train their employee. They would do phishing email test on them, and this reinforce the idea to the employee that there are certain things they could not do. But your small business probably don't do that, or they don't pay attention to that. As far as escrow practice, we even have more exposure. So there's patient billing, there's insurance payment, there's vendor invoice. So payment fraud, PPI compliance, and all those things. When this happen to a healthcare business, the risk is even way higher. So now here's the question. How do you actually stop this from happening to your business so that you don't find yourself in the victim part? So first, never change payment detail by email. Never, never. Any request to change payment details should go to talking physically with the person or via the phone. Even if you call the person, you have to be sure it's actually the person you're talking. Any request to change bank information, you need to treat it as this is fraud. That should be the first thing. Second rule, verbal confirmation. Every time, call a number you already have on file, not one in the email. So make sure that you call the actual person that you have on file and you're talking to a real person. Number three, callback doesn't necessarily mean it's verified. Reaching someone isn't enough. You need to confirm the actual person who owns the account. And then fourth, and this is the place where a lot of people can get help. You need to check the domain name when you get an email, and making sure that they don't have lookalike domain, because this is very misleading. There are a lot of ways to do it. For example, in Google Workspace Management, there is way that can help you flag email that's going outside, and then there would be a yellow bar that tells you, hey, this email is going outside. Or in Google Workspace, you can save proper email in your contact, and then when you're trying to send email out, they will say, oh yeah, this email is in your contact, it's not gonna flag. When you save the email in your contact, it makes sure that if you get an email from someone else that is not in your contact, you pay more attention to the letters, the actual domain name. Rule number 5, sometime for payment, you need 2 people. This is the same thing for as your business is growing, you need to have those processes in place. For example, you need 2 people to do certain tasks, right? One person cannot just send, unless you're the owner, but still, sometimes you need 2 people, and no exception, not even the boss. Why? It's because people, when you have 2 people, they will see those things. It's rare to have two people looking at the email where one does it question. Those are procedures that get in place as your business grows. Rule number 6 is if a request feel rushed or urgent, that's the tell sign. Usually the scammer will try to rush you. Oh, you need to send this right now. You have 10 minutes or you have 1 day to do this. They will try to tell you things to make it seem as if it's like something you need to do right now. This is a tell sign. So Southside Beach, right? It's a whole town, full budget. They have insurance. They still lost some of the money. So if you understand that, now your business probably has less caution. If something like this were to happen to your business, you're probably going to be in financial ruin. That may be enough for you to lose your entire building. One phone call would have stopped this, right? Cybersecurity is not only the technology side, because the technology side sometimes can be robust. But if you're not trained or your employee doesn't know some of the technique that those hackers use to get your information, and you're not consistently training them, then this will create an issue where one employee, because of their lack of experience, would expose vulnerable information about your company. For example, someone may dress as if they are some type of electrician. They go into the front desk and say, hey, yes, I'm called to repair some light. And then you let the person, and then your front desk person say, oh, sure, let the electrician goes inside your business. And before you know it, they put a thumb drive in one of the computer and give them access remotely. So that's how a lot of things get hacked. People don't really go and hack your password. It's easier to make the person comply to you than it is for you to hack the password. And how do you make sure your employee have these things? Is by having a good IT service provider that enforce them to know those techniques and that continuously train them. Even if it's like 1 email or 2 email per quarter that our service send to these employee, and then if they click the link, then like okay, then you force them to watch the education purpose, then this would make them understand that they need to be more careful. So there are programs like that that does that for you. And things like wrong email or something that is very popular is one of the leader asking to send payment because he cannot make payment. And then he say, oh, you can just buy a gift card and then send me the gift card. I'm busy right now. Your employee should know about these type of things so that they don't put you as the business owner into compromise. That's all I had today related to email phishing. If you like this content, subscribe to this channel. We like to help small business understand their IT infrastructure and hope to see you next week. Thanks. Bye.